Back in June, investor stream delved into the rare earths market with a focus on ASX-listed, Africa-focused explorer Lindian Resources and why we believed it was a company to watch. In the weeks since, Lindian has entered into an agreement to acquire 100% of the world-class Kangankunde Rare Earths Project, and this has seen the share price soar. Importantly, Lindian has been able to raise capital at a premium on 2 occasions in the past 3 months, one of the very few ASX-listed companies to do so, which is particularly rare given the recent volatile market conditions. In addition to Lindian's progress, the macroeconomics of the rare earths market also point to an uplift in prices. Barriers to China's production of rare earths are resulting in the need to source external supplies, leading to global demand pressures. Rare earths are also a key component in the production of electric and hybrid vehicles. This ensures the global shift towards decarbonisation will further propel the market forward. Far East Capital Chairman Warwick Grigor has studied Lindian's progress closely over the past few months and believes the fact that Kangankunde is a project with an established history is vital.
Well, it's established to the extent that you've had a number of players over the past few decades with strong credibility in the mining sector. They've identified it as a very prospective rare earths deposit, even before rare earths was on everybody's lips. So the fact that geologically they saw it, they did a lot of work on it, they did a lot of metallurgy, they've taken bulk samples out of adits. It's basically a no-brainer. This will go to production based on the historical work. All that's needed now is more modern work, upgrading it to JORC standards, and when you throw in the current rare earths prices, this is a lay down misere.
Robust economics were also demonstrated in early studies of the project, and this is supported by the geology of the site. The Kangankunde project is a carbonatite hosted system and a globally significant deposit with major potential in size and grade.
The first thing that Alistair wants to do is do a couple of programs of drilling. He's got to get that number of intersections that he can come out with a resource. The resource that's been stated is very minimal. It will be many times larger than about 2.5 million tonnes that Linus calculated. You're talking somewhere between 50 and 100 million tonnes quite easily, given that the carbonatite body is 200 metres above ground in a hill, and it's open at depth.
The ratio of neodymium and praseodymium in concentrate is about 19%. Previous metallurgical test work supports the deposit being amenable to a low-cost gravity separation concentration, producing a 60% REO concentrate. Mineralogy of rare earths deposits is complicated, with metamictisation impacting the recovery process. It is an important feature of Kangankunde that recovery rates for this deposit are high, and this should be a clear point of difference for investors.
At the moment, we see lots of companies going out and they're finding rare earths. Now, we've heard many times people say the trouble with the rare earths is they're not rare. We're seeing a lot of companies in Australia saying, hey, we've got rare earths because we decided to look for it. But there's a long way between having some rare earths in your project on your license and actually having something that's a mining proposition with good metallurgy. So I think that at the very least, this project is quite a few years ahead of any other project out there.
Given the strong geology of the project, it is evident that the major barrier to advancement has been litigation, hence the significance of Lindian's recent victory in acquiring full ownership. Following the acquisition, extensive government and local stakeholder engagement has been undertaken, and Lindian has received enthusiastic support from government officials, the Malawi Ministry of Mining, and local district authorities, indicating a clear path forward for the company.
A lot of companies are prepared to go there because that's where you've got good projects. You have to deal with the local politics, and if you're not familiar with the country, then obviously you're going to be a bit more cautious than you would be if you're in Western Australia or South Australia or someone like that. So expect a discount up until the point that you start to see cash flows and real profitability. It's just a fact of life.
With almost a decade of in-country experience, Lindian's new CEO, Alistair Stevens, understands the inherent challenges of working in Malawi and was well equipped to steer the ship forward. And as Grigor reveals, Stevens has kept a close eye on the project for a while now.
In fact, Alistair was trying to get hold of that project himself. He'd been working in Malawi for 9 years. He's very familiar with the way the country works, the way the system, the way the regulations work. All credit to him. The project was such a good project. He thought, geez, if I can't get hold of the project and have it myself, at least I want to get involved with it and be CEO and turn this into a real mine. So Alistair's had experience. He's a high caliber geologist with corporate experience. His in-country experience is invaluable, and I upgraded my estimations of what can happen with Lindian and that project, seeing him sign up.
The Lindian share price is currently undergoing a re-rating following the Kangankunde announcements, and Far East Capital expects it to move to much higher levels as the market digests the information.
The first step is to get the drill results, get a JORC resource, and then we should be looking for further detailed metallurgical test work. They have to dewater the workings. Probably next season they'll get in there. They'll be taking bulk samples. Alistair is strongly of the opinion that the 60% recovery rates are just the starting point. He thinks with a more detailed metallurgical circuit, you're going to get 80% to 90% recoveries, which is really very high for a rare earths deposit. The reason why he's so keen on that is because the crystal sizes, the grain sizes of the ore body are larger than what you'll find in a lot of other ore bodies that are around that might be a billion years old. This is a much younger geologically formed deposit, and the larger grain size is going to result in much better recovery. So I think drilling, sampling, metallurgical work, JORC resources, and I think you'll find a fast-track route to a pre-feasibility study at the very least.
With favourable sector sentiment, strong geology and a project that has demonstrated historical significance, InvestorStream will continue to follow the company's progress and success.